You are now watching 14A Sports on 15MOFE.com.
Oh, welcome back to the 14A Sports Radio Show. All right, so our guest right now just recently got the head coaching job for the women's team here at Hudson Catholic Hudson Catholic High School. He's also the assistant AD at New Jersey City University. That's where I was going with that. Everybody, welcome Pete Vincent to the table.
What up, Pete? Man of many titles. Look at you.
Yeah,
wear a lot of
nice.
hats.
How you feel about juggling all that stuff?
It's complicated, but I mean, when you're winning, it seems easy, right? And
Yeah.
When you're losing, it's a little harder.
Winning solves everything. Absolutely. So how's the squad this year? We were just talking off air. This is your first year coaching.
Mm-hmm.
So how's it going? And how did you come into the job? Just make sure you're speaking to Mike.
Well, yeah.
Way to get on him right away. He's the coach, not you.
Yeah.
I'm a coach of this team.
Dad. I originally got the job from actually James Turner helped me out get the job.
Oh, wow.
The head coach at Bayonne.
Yeah.
When I knew I wasn't going to go back to Marist last year, because that's where I was the last 2 years, I contacted him and I said, hey, do you have to work in the school system to be an assistant coach? And he said, why? You looking for a job? And I said, I might be. And he said, you should call Christy Altamirano, because she was the head coach at Hudson at the time.
Right.
He said, you should call her up because she's looking for an assistant. So I literally sent her a text like 2 minutes later, and she responded right away and said, yeah, I would love for you to be on my staff.
Nice.
Let's
Tough
do this.
interview process, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty quick. It all happened pretty quick. Like, I found out I wasn't going to be back at Marist the same day, and then I found out I was going to Hudson like the same day. So
That's an upgrade, huh?
Yeah, it was
so
pretty
you don't want to
nice.
disparage the former employers, but probably an upgrade.
No. Yeah.
Bigger enrollment anyway, probably, though, right?
Actually,
choose from?
Hudson Catholic had the highest freshman class of any parochial school in Hudson County. They had 168 freshmen, and I think that was I think Marist only had like 105. I think they even had more than Snyder. They even have more freshmen coming in than Snyder does. Snyder only has like 120.
Really?
Yeah, so they have more than Prep, which is pretty shocking too, because Prep only had like I think 150.
Well, $15,000 a year,
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
And there goes my next question. Just because Hudson Catholic's kind of relatively new to the whole co-ed
It is.
enrollment.
I think this is the 6th year.
Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
I guess that's not a problem then if you got the numbers like that.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you feel like the strengths and weaknesses are with this team right now?
Of my, I would say we're very young. I have 20 girls that are trying out for 2 teams. They're
good
trying out
turnout.
for no, it is. I'm surprised. I really am. Out of those 20, I have 9 freshmen.
Wow.
And they all can play to some capacity. So I have 9, and then I have 5 sophomores, 5 juniors, and only 1 senior.
Nice.
So our weakness would be our chemistry. We probably don't have a lot of good chemistry yet. That we're very inexperienced.
Well, we know it's not coaching, right?
No, that's our strength. Of course, our strengths are coaching. I have a great coaching staff too, by the way. You guys know Mike DeFazio.
Yeah. I just found
Yeah.
I saw Barrymore today. I just saw it, and he told me that. He's like, "Oh, you gotta have Pete on tonight." He's like, "Yeah, him, DeFazio." I was like, "Oh shit, yeah."
Yeah, I told him he should just come by and hang out, but he didn't text me back. After
Are
that.
Mike and
I think
Alice
he got nervous.
related?
Actually, like her husband, late husband Bill, that passed away. Mike's his nephew.
Oh, all right.
So
Bill
if you
DeFazio.
can't tell, they look alike. I mean, they
Yeah.
both look like bulldogs.
Bill DeFazio, great Marist coach forever. Marist girls coach.
Yep.
So this is a little role model. Maybe the next DeFazio there. Establish a long tradition.
Yeah, he had a great. I mean, he's the all-time winningest coach.
Yeah, unbelievable.
So that's a big shout out.
I'll tell you what, and I can speak from experience. I coached little high school girls back in my day too. Back when I was educating the youths and whatnot. It's hard, man. It's difficult because even I know you play ball, but we're not that good on a level. But some of these girls, it's basketball 101, even at the high school level.
Yeah,
and
it's gotta be.
the key is patience. Do you agree? Like it could be so frustrating at times.
You have to be a teacher of the game, not a coach. I mean, there's a major difference. A lot of people don't understand that, but anybody could be a teacher. I'm sorry, anybody could be a coach. I mean, you go to PAL. You have people coaching you that they don't even know. They don't know anything.
Right.
Pretty much. I had a lot of coaches in Bayonne Pal that they just, they were
They
just
were
somebody's
volunteers.
father.
They were showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you really want to take it to the next level, you have to be a teacher of the game. And I think more so with girls than guys.
Absolutely.
You have to have, like you said, the patience. And so, I mean, I've learned. I've been coaching for 13 years. Actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I actually started at the grammar school level and worked my way all the way up. But I would say the biggest difference, the most number one difference between girls and boys, because I coach both, is what separates boys from other boys is how smart they are, because all boys are athletic that play high school sports for the most part. 95%, they're all athletic.
Don't go digging into my old hockey team. Don't do it.
Dave Slater.
Chuck Good was on that team.
No one likes hockey, Wolf.
But
Neither do I.
the smartest player on a team stands out.
The basketball IQ.
And I think with the girls, it's the complete opposite, because most of them are very intelligent, and then whoever's the most athletic is usually the best player on the team. And so I think that's pretty, to me, pretty much the only difference.
You know,
and
I guess it depends on the team, it depends on girls, but I found it, and maybe you have a different experience. It's tough to get the girls to be physical. You have that experience, and I've seen girls games where obviously they are, but at least when I coached, we were kind of an up and coming program, or we were. I don't know if we ever came up. We weren't very good. We were at the bottom anyway. But
the coaching didn't ring in there.
Right, terrible coaching, obviously. But you have a bunch of freshmen. That physicality, and I feel like that's the toughest, because it's hard to teach. So you either have it or you don't. And obviously in basketball, that's so important. How do you feel about that on that end?
I agree 100%. I mean, girls typically are not physical, but you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, with some of the girls we played against, especially in Hudson County, especially Jersey City schools, like, for example,
a lot
Lincoln.
of feisty gals.
Lincoln, yeah.
Think back to your old dating days. A lot of feisty gals.
Very.
Wow, that's a low blow right there. Jeez.
Yeah, Jeets. You didn't see it earlier. All right, we'll explain it later.
Yeah, I mean, there's some girls out there that are very physical, and I think, like, for example, I'll give you an example that you've probably seen her play, Lisa Ravastos. She was a very, very physical player, and that's what, not only, she was talented, she had skills, but that just put her above and beyond everybody else. Just
she
being
played
so
with my cousin
physical.
Tara.
I know. Tara's a great player.
She learned everything from me. That's what I always say.
Nice.
Great player.
Her and Sade killing it up at Adelphi.
Make sure she puts that in her bio on the website.
Oh, it's on there. It's on there. Yeah, I made sure I got in there.
That's good.
So a team of freshmen. So what did the season start? When do you start?
We start December 2nd. That's the first day of official practice. That's the first day.
Isn't it usually right after Thanksgiving?
I
remember a couple times I couldn't go hard on Thanksgiving because I had to wake up in the morning.
What do you mean?
I wish they would have changed that a couple years ago.
I blame football, but it used to be the day after Thanksgiving, and now it's the Monday after.
Oh, well, there you go.
And I was actually talking to Mark Brown, who's the head men's coach at NJCU. He was telling me that when he was in high school, which I guess was maybe like 20 years ago, that it was the Monday before Thanksgiving was actually the first. So it keeps getting pushed back.
It's like the NFL, man. They don't want you to practice.
Yeah. Yes. All right, so let's talk about the work that you do at NJCU. I know you're the assistant AD there. I see him up there all the time. Always got his little clipboard out there, making sure everybody's going to class. Do you enjoy doing that, or?
I do, actually. I like working with higher education. I like working with those kids. All the athletes at NJCU. I mean, a lot of them. They're pretty good kids, for the most part. My main job there is I'm ahead of the retention program. And actually what that means is I just make sure these kids stay in school. They do whatever they have to stay in school, whether it's going to class, getting a tutor, going to study hall, everything, pretty much anything they need help with, helping them write a paper. So I was just helping a kid write a paper today. That's something that's like...
I'm an English major, bro. Don't worry about it.
So I do that. That's one side of my job.
But that's really so important. You're playing at an NJCU level. Obviously, you're not going pro. So you're there to get that college degree, and you're using athletics to help you do that. And so that's so important.
Yeah, that's the main thing we want for our student athletes. They had a problem in the past with a kid playing on the team one year, and then the next year he wasn't coming back to school because he would fail all of his classes. But this kid would be like all conference first team, and then you would never hear from the kid again. You'd be like, what happened to that kid? Well, he failed out of school, this and that. So
it hurts the kid and your program.
It hurts the kid and the program, exactly. So the program that I run is pretty much trying to stop that and increase our retention rates.
What is obviously the old college athletes and I'm sure what's the highest the most competitive program at NJCU? Like the highest level.
Men's basketball, without a doubt.
Women's bowling?
Well,
Women's bowling
All
does
right, let's
work.
talk about men's basketball.
Let's talk about a sport you can play
What,
defense
you don't want to
in.
talk about their glory days of Hudson Lake?
If you can drink and play, that's not a sport. So let's get into basketball.
Come on, man.
I like bowling every once in a while, but you know,
A couple
men's,
beers, yeah.
men's basketball has the most conference championships of any sport in the NJAC conference, which is one of the best
And
conferences.
so, who give us some of the other schools that NJCU plays?
Montclair,
Okay.
Keene, Rowan, Rutgers Newark, Rutgers Camden, William Patterson, Stockton.
So all New Jersey schools.
Yeah,
New
it's
Jersey
10
Conference.
teams in the conference, yeah. But by far, and their men's team is very good this year. I don't know if you're going to get a chance to go catch a game, but their men's team, they're 3-0 right now. They went out to York. They played against Stevens in a tournament, and they beat Stevens by like 15, and Stevens was 22-6 last year. And they went to the NCAA Sweet 16 of D3.
Oh, wow.
So they beat them. Then they beat York by 15 again. And then they just beat John Jay last night by, I think, like 5 or 6 in probably what was the worst basketball game I've ever seen in my life. 92 foul shots taken.
No.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Holy.
Eat
With
the whistle,
they,
ref.
They have a new rule now. Like, they have to call all these little hand. I'm sure you've been watching college
Yeah.
basketball. They call all these hand checks.
They
and
want to
stuff.
open it up, yeah, like
Yeah,
the NBA, but
it's-
it's slow. You know
Oh,
what?
man.
Let
It's
the kids
terrible.
play, man.
Definitely.
It is so
Let them
terrible.
play. They're doing them a disservice, you know?
You got kids on the team that are 20 years old. They've been playing the same way
Right.
for 18 years. Now all of a sudden you're going to try to change how they've been playing the game.
It's like when the Big East goes to play in the NCAA tournament. You know, you got these Pac-10 refs, and all they do, they kill them. You know, because the Big East plays a certain
Yep.
way, and you got these Pac-10 refs calling ridiculous fouls. But yeah, that's absurd. I don't like the new rules of college. But how about on a higher level of college basketball? There's a lot of talent in college basketball right now, huh?
There is.
I mean, you
there
got
is.
Wiggins, Parker, Randall.
Yeah.
How about Marcus Smart last night? Did you catch that?
Career
put on-
high,
he put on a
39.
performance.
Right in front of Kevin
Yeah,
Durant.
Durant was in the
Yeah.
audience.
Said
So
this
you got
man could go pro right now.
yeah. I mean
He was
that's 4 or
supposed
5.
to. Supposed to last year. You know, I was
But-
a little disappointed in him.
No, I mean he might not be as high pick, but you know what? I think there's nothing bad that's gonna can you blow your knee out? Yeah, but let's take that away. There's nothing bad about going back to school.
Don't
You're
ask
only
Matt
gonna get
Leinart
better,
that
right?
question.
I think basketball is different, though. I really do. I don't think it's the same. I think if you're good, you're good. You know, how many? Can you give me a guy whose stock dropped for going back to school in basketball? I can't think of one off the top of my head. I think you only improve. You get individualized coaching, but I don't know. The college basketball season looks very exciting this year. Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely the best one we're gonna see in a while. I know me and Nipsey went to the draft last year.
The
Kind
NBA
of
draft.
hoping we get that same hookup again this year. But yeah, let's keep on with the basketball theme. Now, I know you have this job now with Hudson County, or Hudson Catholic. Why do I keep saying that? Hudson Catholic. Now, what prepared you to get to this level? Like, what are the things that you've been doing throughout your life to get you here?
Did you always want to be a coach? Let's start with that. Or did
no,
you
I
kind of
didn't.
fall into
I didn't
it?
even know. I didn't even know about coach. I didn't even think about it. But I think what happened was, as I went to St. Anthony's, and as I was there, I used to go back to my grammar school, which was St. Paul's.
Did you play at St.
Greenville.
Anthony's?
Yeah, I played there for 3 years. I didn't play varsity. JV, we played. JV schedule at St. Anthony's, you're playing everybody's varsity
right,
team.
Right.
But and then my junior year, everybody gets to go up to varsity after your junior year
Right.
and everything like that. But so while I was doing that, I used to go to St. Paul's Grammar School in Jersey City, where I went to school. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with that St. Paul's. I know, Sean is. But St. Paul's, that's where Hurley started. That's where Bill DeFazio started.
Oh, yeah?
That's where Coach Hogan started. Ed Ford. So St. Paul's has a huge tradition of coaching. And I used to go back there, after my freshman, sophomore, junior high school, and I used to go help out the grammar school team and see all my friends and just do drills with them and I would show them things that I learned in practice.
Right.
And help them get better. And then at that point, along with me being at that school with 10 Division I guys saying, okay, I know I'm not at that level that I thought I was when I was like in grammar school. What can I do? How can I stay in this game for as long as those guys are probably going to stay in the game? So then at that point, I knew I was going to be a coach at some capacity in the future of my life. But
Go ahead.
and then I went on and I played in college. I went to Centenary College,
Okay.
which is in Hackettstown. So I went there. I played there for 3 years, and then all throughout my time there, I started working with the Sixers. I know we had talked about that. It was just a camp that I went to. It was an overnight camp, basketball camp, and I'm still with them. But coaching kids at the camp, and then you're doing it for fun, doing it for the money. When you were in college,
right.
Broke college kid, and just doing it to just get out of Bayonne for the summer, really too. I was out there for 6 weeks. In
sure.
In the Poconos, but then you learn, you just learn to love it, and you learn the game, and then you just find yourself in it, and then you're in it, and then that's it. You can't get out.
Yeah.
So
nice.
No, it was good.
You talked about the long coaching tradition at St. Paul's. Have you had kind of like a coaching mentor along the way? A lot of different guys. Is there anyone maybe you style after? Anything specific, or you just try to pull from a lot of different places?
I've been very, very fortunate at that. I've coached with a lot of good people, and I've seen a lot of good coaches, whether it be coaching me, just watching from the stands, or playing against in the county. I mean, my longest coaching job was at St. Mary's. I was there for 4 years, and the head coach there was Tom Lalicato, who is a Hudson County legend.
Right.
And I learned a lot from him. I really, really did. When I first got the job at Hudson, I went out to eat lunch with him, and we just talked for about an hour about like what to do, what not to do, and what to say and what not to say to the refs. And he just gave me everything from soup to nuts in an hour.
Yeah.
And it was a lot to take in. But
right.
he's probably been somebody that I learned how to be humble and not to be this rah, rah, rah guy on the sideline from. But I learned a lot of what I teach from Coach Early and Coach Carlos Cueto, who was actually my JV coach there.
Right.
And Carlos, he really, and he got what he learned from Coach Early too. But they know how to get the most out of their players and really be very disciplined and just kind of have don't take no crap.
Yeah.
So, but I coached with Alice DeFazio too.
Right.
For 2 years. Learned a lot from her. Learned a lot about game management from her. Learned a lot about X's and O's. Also learned how to coach girls from her.
Like we were talking about, huge difference between guys and girls. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been very fortunate that I had a lot of coaches in my life that I've been able to go up to and have conversations with that could, that helped me. Coach Hladek, I talk to him whenever I see him. I go over, make sure I go pick his brain real quick. And just get a word in here and there and ask him a quick question.
So, so you're running like a Jimmy Boheim, Boeheim 2-3, or a matchup table zone, or what do you got? Straight man to man.
I don't know if he wants to give this
I don't
away
wanna-
for
yeah.
the opponents.
Yeah,
God forbid they see this.
I'm not giving.
We're
away.
doing it all.
I know James Turn is. He's gonna watch this video on YouTube. So I'm not saying that. I mean, we don't play them this
You
season.
gonna compete in the county?
Yeah. I think we are. Last year they had a losing record.
You play Ferris a couple times.
No, we don't.
That's a couple
if
W's.
If we did, I'll say that on there. We'll probably beat them by 30.
Who is the Ferris coach now?
It was this young lady who was there. She was
It
actually
was Noelle
Jason
Carter.
Williams'
It was Noelle Carter,
girlfriend.
but that's who I coach with.
Yeah.
Noelle Carter, and she's not
still
there
dates
anymore.
Jason Williams?
No, I'll tell you the story off.
All right. Yeah,
I like this one.
No, she was actually engaged to Jay Williams,
Yeah.
but they have been engaged.
Jay
forever.
Williams is with
But
Carissa
Jay-
Thompson now.
But Jay, God bless him. Jay Williams, he used to come to our practices at
That's sick.
Ferris.
That's
Ferris girls.
sick.
I used to lock him up.
bullshit.
Literally
he didn't even
bullshit.
score.
Man.
What a nice guy though.
Yeah,
Tremendous guy.
he is.
But
Duke.
she doesn't teach anymore either, and I was just curious if you knew who the new coach was.
I don't know. Yeah, they're not in our side of the league.
That's
so we
unfortunate
don't
for
play
you
them.
because they're not any good.
All right, so one last question before we get out of here for the night. You have this job right now, the AD job with NJCU. What
Assistant. Make sure you say
That's all right.
that
assistant?
That's all right.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm saying maybe projecting the future here.
Oh!
But
You got
what-
the ball out.
Where, when you call it quits, where do you see yourself being?
NBA.
I'm only when I call it quits. Wow,
Right.
I'm young, man.
He's gonna get
Yeah.
fired by.
Listen, you get the hard
He's
hitting
gonna get
questions
fired by
here on
Dolan.
14A.
Don't change your agent if Jim Dolan asks you to. Let me tell you that. Look at what Woodson's going through now.
Yeah.
Do you see that Jim Dolan has a guy that follows Woodson around everywhere, even on road trips? Woodson went to go eat with his family, and this guy from the Garden went with Woodson.
Did
he
Dolan
goes
pick up the
everywhere.
tab?
He should.
I would have did it then.
I don't know,
That's
but
crazy. That's
imagine
a
having this
little
guy
weird.
following you around.
That's weird.
It's kind of creepy.
Yeah, that's definitely creepy.
But no, I mean,
Well, now you got 9 freshmen. You're just looking to build a program now, right?
I mean,
That's probably the
yeah.
key thing right now.
and there's a major difference between building a team and building a program. Of
course.
Because you can win a championship one year and then the next year you're 5-20. have you built a program? No. So yeah, I know we got a couple years to do it, but I see us winning the county championship. 2-3 years from now.
Mark it down.
Mark it down.
Book it. We love predictions on the
Yeah,
show. Or guarantee? Is that a guarantee? You guaranteeing it?
I'll guarantee one in the next 4 years. Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
All right.
I like it.
Well, that's because you got the young squad there. That's
Yeah,
a
you
that's
gotta
a
come
safe.
check
No,
us.
that's a
Huge.
safe prediction.
9
We got a
freshmen?
couple studs from Bayonne. So
All right.
you gotta
So
come check
you're
them
stealing
out.
from Turner, huh?
I don't know.
He's telling him bad things
I
about
don't know.
Mr.
I
Turner.
don't know what that means.
That Mr. Turner's a bad man.
Why go to Bayonne when you can go to Hudson Catholic? Hey, watch it.
There you go.
Right near Boulevard Drinks.
Check
Next
that
time
out.
you're in
Yeah.
that
Prince
eighth
of
grader's,
Pizza.
that 8th grader's living room. There you go.
You only got
That's
that
kinda
crappy pizza place on 29th Street. That's not going to sell anybody to Bayonne. So is that what we're talking about? We're gonna build a program here within.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the
All right,
ultimate
awesome.
goal.
Well,
Yeah,
good luck with the
definitely.
season.
Yes, definitely.
much success, much luck, and when you win that county championship, you come back and
You can put the
I'll put the
trophy
trophy
right here, man.
Throw it up.
Right
All
here.
right.
All
Sounds
right.
Absolutely. Pete, thanks for
Thanks,
being
guys.
with us, bro.
Thank you so much.
I
Appreciate it.
appreciate it. All right, when we get back, it's time for a special happy birthday edition of the Coles News Network. We are 14A Sports on 15 Minutes of Fame Radio. We'll be right back.
15 minutes of fame.